You ever pick up a new phone and just feel the difference? Or wonder why one car just keeps going and going, while another one's a constant headache? Well, the answer to all of that comes down to one word: quality. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the science behind it. So let's just start right there. What is quality? I mean, we use the word all the time, right? You talk about a quality product or quality time, but what does it actually truly mean when you have to design, build, and sell something? Because, as you're about to find out, getting a solid, workable definition of quality, well, that's a whole adventure in itself. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first. There's an old saying in business: you can't manage what you can't measure. And you definitely can't measure something if you haven't even defined it. So that's our first job, to pin down this slippery but absolutely crucial idea of quality. All right, now this is really interesting. This is the formal definition from the American Society for Quality, and you got to notice it has two parts. It's not just about having cool features that meet your needs, it also has to be free of defects. Think of it this way: a car could have an amazing sound system and it can park itself. But if the check engine light is basically a permanent decoration on your dashboard, are you really going to call that a quality car? No way! And then you have the big international standard ISO 9000. It adds this fascinating little word, degree. And that's so important because it tells us that quality isn't just an on or off switch. It's more like a dimmer switch. It's a spectrum of how well something meets what we expect of it. But if you want to cut through all the jargon, here it is. This is the phrase that just nails it. One of the legends of the quality world, Joseph Juran, boiled it all down to three perfect words: fitness for use. In other words, does this thing actually do the job you hired it to do? It's such a simple, powerful way to think about it. And this brings us to this sort of fundamental conflict at the heart of quality. Is it defined by you, the user, and how satisfied you are? Or is it defined by the manufacturer, by how perfectly they followed the blueprint? The truth is, the best companies have to master this delicate dance between both sides. So, if quality is this big, complex idea, how on earth do you actually grab onto it and manage it? Well, lucky for us, a Harvard professor named David Garvin gave us an amazing framework to do just that. He broke quality down into these 9 tangible pieces. Let's use your smartphone as an example. Its performance, that's how clear your calls are. The features, that's stuff like the fancy camera modes. Reliability is simple. Does it turn on every single time you press the button? Now here's the real takeaway. Companies can't be the best at all 9. They have to choose what to focus on. A company like Apple might pour everything into aesthetics and reliability, while a company that makes power tools for construction sites is going to be obsessed with durability and conformance. It's all about making smart trade-offs. Now, these ideas didn't just pop up overnight. They actually came from a really long and fascinating history of how we make stuff. So let's take a quick trip back in time. For hundreds of years, quality was pretty simple. It was in the hands of one skilled craftsman. Then the Industrial Revolution came along, and we got inspection departments to catch mistakes at the end of the line. But the real game changer was statistics. It was pioneered by Americans like W. Edwards Deming, who, funnily enough, was mostly ignored here at home. But he went to post-war Japan and became a national hero for helping them build their reputation for incredible quality. His ideas grew into what we now call total quality management, or TQM, which is the philosophy that quality isn't some department's job, it's everyone's job, all the time. So that brings up a great question. We've talked about what quality is and where the idea came from. But in a big company today, whose job is it, really? Who is actually responsible for it? The answer might not be what you think. See, it's not just some quality department in the basement. Real quality is like a chain that runs through the entire company. It starts with the marketing team figuring out what customers actually want. Then design has to turn those wants into a real blueprint. It goes all the way to the service team helping you out after you've bought it. If any one of those links breaks, if marketing promises something design can't deliver or production cuts a corner, the whole chain falls apart, and guess who loses? The customer. And if you're wondering just how important that chain is, look at this number: 35%. That's the average amount of time a CEO spends dealing with quality-related issues. Think about that. More than 1/3 of their entire work week is focused on this. That's how critical it is to the success of a business. Okay, so let's bring this into the 21st century. How has technology, specifically the computer, completely transformed how that whole chain of responsibility works together to manage quality? Well, the benefits are just massive. Computers let us collect and share just unbelievable amounts of data instantly. The right information gets to the right people at the right time. And maybe most importantly, it just slashes the probability of the simple human errors that used to cause so many problems. What this really boils down to is that computers have become the central nervous system for quality. They are the eyes and ears, collecting data from sensors on the factory floor. They're the brain, analyzing that data in real time to spot problems before they even happen. And they're the hands, controlling things like robots and machines with incredible precision. So, as we go from the craftsman's careful hand all the way to an intelligent machine, it really makes you wonder, right? Are we getting close to an age of perfect quality where the only variable left to worry about is us, human error? It's a pretty wild thought to end on. Thanks for tuning in.